For my informal reading inventory, I began with a young girl, Rachel M., who is 8 years old and in the 3rd grade. She is a good student, and I would say in the mid-range group of her class. After giving the word inventory, I found that it would be best to start with a first grade level for the informal reading inventory, which is level B. She had no problem with that, so we moved on accordingly. She was able to read the words and answer the questions, both the oral reading and the silent, very well, up until we got to the buffer levels noted here as E and F. She had some trouble reading the words, and when she didn't know a word, she became frustrated, and she would focus on the skill mainly of sounding out the words she did not know. And a few times while reading, she exhibited her frustration by saying she didn't know the words in a whining voice. When asked the comprehension questions, again, it was the literal word meaning questions that she frequently got wrong in both E and F. And level G was noted here as the frustration level. So after looking at these results and taking into account my observations during the inventory, I would recommend doing a little bit more investigation into the phonics side of things, as well as using more than one strategy for decoding or reading unknown words. So as part of my recommendations, I started with giving the names test in order to find out a little bit more as to specifically what the issues are with phonics. So from the names test, which I have here, I gave the student a list of names to read as if she was the teacher in school, and I recorded those that she had trouble with pronouncing and those that she scored well on. After tallying up the errors, I see many errors were made with the short vowel sound. She would actually add an E to the end and pronounce it as a long vowel sound for several of the words. So that is one of my recommendations. My intervention plan would be to work with the CVC words and CVCE words, and to review the sounds that long vowel and short vowels make. That's my phonics intervention strategy. I also have an additional strategy recommended. So I would reteach the phonics side of things through games, such as this example here, which is roll and read game, where we would roll the dice and pronounce the words here. Now these are nonsense words, and this would also be used as an assessment tool to see how well the student is picking up on the instruction. If she needs more help, I would be able to reteach it again, perhaps using videos or computer programs that are more differentiated. As a final assessment, I would ask to read this list of nonsense words as well as some words that are real words, and I would see how she would score on this. The second part of the intervention that I think she would need help on revolves around using different strategies, more than one strategy, to sound out a word. So I would provide her with this chart. I could make it as a bookmark as well, and I would discuss different strategies she can use, such as looking at the pictures for clues, reading to the end of the sentence. I've seen that she would stop at the word instead of reading to the end and then kind of going back to figure out what it is, as well as chunking parts of the word, and thinking about the meaning of the whole sentence or paragraph to figure out what would fit in there. Once the retest is done, I would expect to have a 90% correct in order to feel that she is successful with the intervention. If it is still unsuccessful, I would move on to more computer-based or blended instruction, such as a Lexia reading program, which provides phonics games as well as reading strategy games that she could focus on. Okay, thank you very much.